Hi guys, welcome back to the channel.
Well, a bit of an extra video today, isn't it? This
Yeah, we're going to put a bit of an extra one out for you because we're getting bombarded with so many questions and so many emails. I can't keep up with all.
we get all sorts of questions, don't we? We filmed this probably 3 hours before it's gone on, so it's nearly live, isn't it? But we don't bother with live videos anymore. We get people being silly with comments, don't we?
Yeah,
So.
but as you can see, we've done this as a premiere, so we might not be able to speak to you like this, but if you put your questions, any questions you've got in the box on the side of the screen, we are here and we can see what you're writing. So right away, and we'll try and
we'll answer you live, won't we?
Yeah.
All being well, as long as it's not rude.
As a lot of you know, we are in Ireland. We've been here for what, 7 weeks?
Altogether, for combined about 6 or 7 weeks. Northern Ireland and Republic of Ireland, or Southern Ireland, or whatever you want to call it.
Now, that's one of the big mistakes we've made since we got here. It's probably not a mistake on our half, but the certain areas like to call the areas by the proper name. And we got it wrong straight away, didn't we? We were calling it Ireland because we arrived in Northern Ireland.
Yeah, I mean, we were just generalising, weren't we? You know, if you're going to catch a flight, I'm sure you'll all do the same. If you're getting a flight to Belfast or wherever the airport is in Northern Ireland, you might say to people, if you're in England, you might say to people, oh, I'm off to Ireland, you know. So it is generalised, isn't it? We didn't mean anything dodgy about it.
No, but we have learned that there is a few people that prefer it spoken like that. But when we started correcting ourselves, we were getting told, oh, don't bother about it. You're in Ireland and that's it. So you can't really win on that scale. Like when we said we were going to Ireland, we were told that's Southern Ireland or Republic of Ireland, and you're in Northern Ireland.
But it's somewhere where we've never given any thought to until we said we were coming, and we haven't really done a lot of research. So, and we're still picking up. And I said to you yesterday, where we are at the minute, we're in a place called where we're at.
We're in Waterford at the moment.
Waterford, and I it's weird, Ireland, because it's different, but it isn't, because first glance it's like quite similar to back in England or Scotland, but like people have different ways, don't they? And I don't mean this in the wrong way, but like for me it's strange. I can't put my finger on it, but it's
like that when you go to any European country.
What I'm trying to say is there's no flipping fish and chip shops, is there? That's the thing.
That's where it is.
It's Chinese, but they're too expensive.
They are very expensive. Yeah, I know things are in euros over here. But we'll get to pricing in a minute. We'll start off with our trip as we got here. So a lot of you have said, one of the biggest questions is, was it expensive to get over here? And the other one, a lot of you are on about your pets and getting over here. First of all, we started off in
Cairnryan.
Look into it because it seems a bit cheaper than anywhere else. And plus, you're going UK to UK because we went to Belfast.
Yeah, which is part of the UK. Yeah. Northern Ireland, part of the UK, so there's no checks at all.
We were gobsmacked. There's nothing. You just buy your ticket and you go. Now, regarding pet-wise, CHICCO, he has a Spanish passport. I'm sure a lot of you already know. And we've not been long to come from Europe. But to come from Cairnryan to Belfast, nothing at all.
Nothing. They frisked me when we was waiting to go on the ferry. So just jump back.
He got frisked.
Checking me for I don't know, something.
Hidden Chinese is probably.
Yeah, and that was it, and away we went. So there's no checks for your pets at all. There's no restrictions at all. Same as like where we are now. We're quite near to a place called Rosslare, and we could get a ferry back if we wanted to, back to Wales, couldn't we?
Pembrokeshire.
But then we'd have to have worming tablets.
Yeah, well, that's when it starts getting difficult. Because so if you're going from Cairnryan like we did to Belfast, no checks. But if you go from England, Liverpool, Pembrokeshire,
or Wales, yeah.
Well, that is Wales. To like say Dublin, then you're going to have all these checks that you need to be going through. We haven't booked a return ticket yet.
We've been looking last couple of days. It's 222 in it, but it's holiday period. But it's also a nice sailing because it's short as well. If you don't like sailing, it's just very similar to going from Dover to Calais. It's, you know, it's not far at all, is it?
So once you're over here, like I say, you've got Northern Ireland and Southern Ireland, or Republic of Ireland. So as you saw that we went round quite a lot of the Northern Ireland, you quite liked it, didn't you?
Yeah, I like Northern Ireland because the fish and chips are so cheap, and Chinese was cheap.
Goodness.
Although we only had one Chinese because we were only in Northern Ireland for 2 and a bit weeks, weren't we?
Went quite quick, didn't it?
Yeah, well, we didn't. We skipped through, didn't we, to be fair? What we're finding down here now in Southern Ireland or Republic of Ireland is we hunkering down places a little bit longer, aren't we? So
what was the reason why we skipped through Northern Ireland though? The weather.
Yeah,
We were thinking that the weather was going to be a lot more nicer. We were getting told by you lot, get down south, it's a lot more nicer. Took ages to hit any nicer, but it was still, I mean, today it's grey and raining.
It was all right yesterday when it's... we went in a cafe, didn't we, yesterday?
Yeah.
And half an hour, 3/4 an hour later, we came back out and it was cloudy. It was sunny before we went in and there was not a cloud in the sky. But it changes so quick. If any of you have been to Anglesey, we went once or twice before. And Anglesey is very similar weather. It can be nice and then just like that changes. I think it's because it's quite close as well to where we are.
I mention it quite a lot in our vlogs, I think, because it's quite a shock. I've never seen it change so quick in my life.
But you know, we know in England and Wales and Scotland this year the weather's not been particularly fantastic. We can't complain because
we've had Europe, haven't we?
We've had some, and it's not the end of it for us yet, is it? As we've put in this post, we're already discussing where we want to go next. If I had my way, I'd be straight down to see Sticky Star.
Oh, you would, do you?
In Benidorm. I think we'll end up back in Benidorm. I think we will, won't we?
Well, we'll see. There's other places in the world, right? In Benidorm.
We do good fish and chips.
The whole of Spain is fantastic. It's lovely. But at the moment, Spain's in a heat wave and I wouldn't want to be there. We did it last year and it's a nightmare. If you've ever been to Spain when it's 40 degrees, in a motorhome.
For those of you who's watched our last ones where I was in Spain and all around Europe, France and Germany, we was in Murcia when we parked up near the IKEA and it was warm and it was mid to late 20 degrees then. But it's been 40 odd degrees there, hasn't it, for a few days. Well, that... for me, that's just ridiculous in a motorhome. And you'll probably find it's that hot that your aircon, if you got it built in, won't work that well. But moreover, where we parked, it was just a park up. There's no electric, is there? So
see, that's why we left Ireland till June, July, because we thought it'd be the summer months, like what you get in England. And it's been a bit of a shocker, really, hasn't it?
Well, we're talking now.
It's looking rather grey. Yeah, but the Irish have also said to us it's been freak weather this year. It's something they've never experienced. Last year, they had a lovely summer. And it's probably because we've come over, isn't it? We've fetched over.
Like, it's been all right, and it's not got in us way. We've had a few days where it's been rainy and stuff, haven't we, on and off? But it's more over when you're out, you're getting caught in showers. So
I'm just looking at these questions. I don't even know where to start. You've sent so many.
We've had quite a few on different formats and emails and everything, haven't we? Some of them aren't really relevant, and we'll do an update moving on whenever, innit? When we perhaps in between places somewhere, we might do an update video in a few weeks' time about the other things, a more personal side of our life, because we do want a bit of privacy, don't we? We don't want it to be... I mean, it's strange now we have people, which we thank everyone who come up to us and say hello, but they say, you don't know who we are, but we know everything about you. It's like, oh. So
a lot of you have been sending lovely messages about where we should go and visit. Ireland is a massive, massive place, and if we haven't been to where you've told us to go, we do apologise, but we can't stay here too long. We've been done 7 weeks already, but we do have to move on. We've hit a lot of places that you've told us about, which have been nice, but there's so many places we haven't been. We're not being rude or ignorant. It's just that we just can't physically do the whole of Ireland.
I've said it to a few of our subscribers who's bumped into us when we've been going around places, and I've said, look, we can't go everywhere. And they agree. They've actually said, well, there's places. I mean, we've met people up in Northern Ireland who've never been down where we are now, and they live there, and it's 200 miles, 280 kilometres.
Yeah, we've had so many people say they've seen us in the north of Ireland. It looks lovely, but they've never been, but they live in Southern Ireland.
So, and
to go from North Ireland to Southern Ireland, I'm sure you could do it in a day, couldn't you? If you really pushed it. Yeah, is it 8 hours?
Yeah, you can do them. There are motorways here, and some of them are tolls further down here, aren't they? So, but a lot of the national roads are like some part dual carriageway and then single roads. So they're a bit strange because you get like a lot of them like an hard shoulder where you'll have tractors in and you overtake them and stuff. I'm sure you guys who's been to Ireland, you know what it's like. I wasn't expecting it. It's a bit different.
Well, that leads on to your next question as well. A lot of people have said, "Are you doing the Wild Atlantic Way? Did you like the Wild Atlantic Way?" I'm going to be honest anyway. Well, we did some of the Wild Atlantic Way. We got on there eventually. But for motorhomers, we don't feel that it's some places are accessible. A lot of people that do it in camper vans or your T5s. Or...
Exactly. If you've got a smaller van, then that's it. But when you've got a coach-built motorhome, we might have off-road tyres on and stuff like that. But it doesn't matter, does it? We've had sections and it is coming
up on... It's a lot of the N roads.
Some of the N roads and some of the R roads. You've got the R roads, which are smaller, and then I think the L ones, which are like single track. Some of them, I mean, it's coming up on, I don't think it's on the next video, it's on the one after, because we are quite a bit behind on our videos.
Yeah.
And we was driving on a section with buses and trucks coming towards us, and there's cat's eyes in the middle of a road, and there's cat's eyes at the side on the yellow line, then you've got an edge, and the bushes overgrowing, or edges, or trees. And
Brambles at that.
Your wheel's either on the cat's eyes on the middle of a road or on the other side. So you've no room at all. It's so narrow.
And then when you've got a coach load of tourists coming towards you, that is scary as hell.
When you
Very scary.
I know, but when you, well, they're confident because that's what they do. They drive around
yeah,
here
but
all
we're
the time.
not.
So they give you this thing, they're coming at you, and they're not. But you've got to get right over, and you'll have edges hitting your wing mirror.
And when you can hear all the screeching going down the side of your van with all the bramble, that's just not enjoyable.
Yeah, so the Wild Atlantic Way, for me, I like the scenery, because a lot of it you do it to drive, because you can't physically walk around it all, because it's miles and miles. It's like goes from top to bottom.
You felt that you didn't get to see much, did you? Because you were concentrating on the road.
You take your eye off the road 1 second, and you've got to just. So for me, it was a bit stressful. So, and
another good tip as well is don't come in school holidays, because it has been Irish holidays over here, and all your little pull-ins that it recommends for you to go to look at the breathtaking sites, they're just rammed, absolutely rammed.
I foresee a problem where you've got people coming from different countries. And don't get us wrong, we're from a different country. We don't live in Ireland.
No.
But they're coming to renting cars, and we don't really know what they're doing. Some of them, so but you don't
they're
feel full of confidence.
There's a lot of rented motorhomes over here as well. They just park where they stop, so there can be over free car parking spaces, and it just drives us insane, doesn't it?
Yeah. But we're not here to moan and whinge about it.
No,
but
we're
for
just
me,
I want to let them know what the Wild Atlantic Way is like for motorhomers, because it's, I don't know, there is some places accessible to do top to bottom in your motorhome. I don't think you could. Not in a motorhome.
Well, people do, but maybe when it's quieter. But
maybe not when you live in it as well, because this is our home.
Well, I was saying to you, I was getting quite stressed out.
Yeah.
So if it gets damaged, like something scrapes down the side and it has to go for repair,
it costs us a lot of money.
Well, we're out of it then, aren't we? Because while it's in a paint shop being repaired, we're not going to let you stay in it. So that's for us. So for me, Wild Atlantic Way, I take it or leave it. It was beautiful scenery. We had the issue on the previous video where we had somebody, I think must have been local, told us we were parked too close to the sign.
To the sign, but which we weren't. There was no need for that.
So and the facilities for me, they're just not cut out. And I'm sure a lot of people, we've mentioned this already, and I'm sure a lot of people who will agree with this, unless you're paying for campsites, which is fair enough. If we come over here for 2 weeks and this wasn't our full-time job, and we book sites and stuff, and it's fair enough, it's not a problem. It'd be great to do that, wouldn't it?
Oh, God, it'd be a luxury, wouldn't it? Yeah.
But because this is our full-time job, but we can't sustain ourselves paying for 30, 40 euro campsite.
And they are that price. If you look on search for sites and park for nights, any other means of way of finding a campsite, especially now in the summer months, we're finding it's from, well, it'll say 25 to 30. Yeah. When you click on it, it'll say we've just spent £38 a night on this campsite because euros. Oh, I'll never get used to that. Yeah. So be careful, because they are very, very expensive.
But we're not saying don't come here and experience it.
Oh, come to Ireland.
For most people, and we do get it, I try to think, because it's easy for what we're doing, you soon become a bit detached from reality. But people who come here for perhaps 2 weeks for the main holiday of a year, it's still quite a cost-effective way to come and do it, and booking the campsites if you just watch what you're spending. Because if you go abroad, you're going to be spending similar money if you go on a plane or whatever.
I suppose if you're on a campsite, you're not spending money on petrol and diesel driving around.
So, but from a park-up point of view, more and more over, further down south you come, on the Wild Atlantic Way or in the adjacent villages and towns, most car parks now have height barriers. Most of them do. And anywhere 90%. Where you think you might be able to sneak in and have a cheeky free night park up, they've got these red and white signs put up about this big, and it's saying no overnight camping or parking. And you see them dotted all over the place saying no overnight camping. We're taking all this rubbish with us, aren't we? And
don't mention rubbish.
But it brings us on to another question, because we did get warned, and I think we were talking early on our videos in Northern Ireland. What you're on about is no bins. There's bins everywhere.
Northern Ireland, there's bins everywhere. That's fine.
And over the border, there's still quite a lot of bins. There's not so many, but there's still bins.
Start getting a bit sparse, should I say. But then when you get to Southern Ireland, we were actually told by a couple of subscribers that we met in Doolin. She asked us if we had any rubbish to take away. We thought that was a lovely suggestion, but we didn't have any, thankfully, because we were stopping at a pub stopover.
So we compact it down, recycling, because a lot of places do have recycling banks, so we tend to split it and recycle it, don't we? You clean everything out.
I'll give you a top tip in a minute. Small bags.
Yeah, little bags. But
even just a bit bigger than nappy bags. When you filled that, take it and get rid of it in a public bin or something like that.
Yeah, well, the public bins on the street, we've got, you can see the original hole. It's like a big oval hole, and we've got like a plate on it, and it's about the size to put.
So you can just literally get your fist through.
Yeah.
That's it. So regarding rubbish, little bags and empty it off, and even if you're going out for the day, take it with you and see if you can get it on a street bin, because that's the only place you'll get it, really. Another question we've had is, did you have problems crossing over from Northern Ireland to Southern Ireland? The answer is no. All you go past is a sign saying, welcome to the Republic of Ireland. There's no border control. There's no border, basically. No. There's no magic line you've got to cross over and you're into a different country.
On the border, the road changes. It says speed in kilometres per hour. I think in some places I've seen it said drive on left. And then the road markings are slightly different. The signs
a lot different. You said they're like Australian ones, didn't you?
Yeah, the signs like yellow and stuff, yellow and black.
So no, you've no problem at all crossing over. And another question is, do you have any plans to visit a traditional Irish pub for the crack?
Crack?
Yeah.
Crack. I'm talking of cracks. There's something else I want to show you in a minute.
Oh, God, yeah.
But keep watching, eh? We visit.
Yeah, we have visited the pub, and yes, we did have the crack with them. So that's coming up very soon, actually.
Yeah, we did a stopover, didn't we? So,
yes, we did.
Yeah, that's coming up maybe on... Is it on the next video? We're a bit behind.
No, I think it's the one after.
Yeah, so keep watching. It's coming up very soon.
There's so many good things coming your way. Honest to God, we've been so many places in between here and then. Yeah. It's good.
And talking of the crack, we have got a crack, haven't we? We've got a problem.
Major problem.
We've got anyone who's got a motorhome similar to ours. Ours is quite an old one, 2007 Swift Bolero, but it's same as a Bessie car and a few of the others as well. I can't think the other, but it's rebadged the same motorhome, and it's the actual skylight up there. It's always had cracks in it, and it since we've got
it's had little tiny ones.
Yeah. And then last winter in Scotland, it was letting a bit of water in. We're getting in somehow, but I'd sealed the outside, so I haven't got a clue. But now we've got two big cracks forming going from bottom to top, and these are on the inside, thankfully. But I marked them the other day, didn't I, before we came here, and they're moving. And they're moving.
And it's gone over the pen line now. We'd not noticed because we put a sun shield up there. Yeah. Because when Mark edits, it gets really warmer, so we pulled the blind down, have the sun shield up there. So we never really use it, but now the nicer weather's here, we opened it and went, oh my goodness.
Yeah, they're getting quite big, but the thing is we're just going to keep, every time we go over a bump, we're spreading. So what I'm going to be doing is, as soon as I can find the DIY shop down there, I'm going to get I've got a drill, but no decent drill bit. So I'm going to get a little tiny drill bit and right at the end of a crack, carefully drill holes, and that should stop it from spreading then. It's
I'm worried about you doing that.
No, well, it's fine. We'll have to, because it'll go so far and then it'll become weak then. That's the trouble.
If anyone can put in a comment now, what else we can do, or...
get a replacement, which we're going to have to do. I think they're about £700-800 then, plus... fitting. So yeah, it's £1,000 to £1,200 job, and I know some of you watching this video has probably already had it done, because I do go through some of the Swift Facebook pages, and it's quite a common
Is
issue.
It?
Yeah. These blinds have a silver reflector. It get too hot and the plastic deteriorates, I think, when the sun's on it. So, but two little drill holes, and it will just buy us some time till we
Has
get
anyone
back.
else had this problem that's on here? What did you do? Did you have to get replacement? Yeah, where did you get replacement from? And how much did it cost?
It's about £1,000 to £1,200.
Oh, don't keep saying that. I haven't having breakfast yet. I feel sick.
But there you go. Whether we can claim on the insurance, I don't know. But it's a long-winded job then doing that, and we're in here, aren't we? So
we can't do anything while we're over here. Just like we can't do anything with the inverter. That was another question everyone's been asking us in Ireland, how we're going with the problem with the inverter. Well, it's been all right up to now, but today, because we've been here stationary for, 2 days?
Yeah, but it's been grey, hasn't it?
There's not been any solar, so...
The thing is, I've got this power bank from a company called VT Oman who sent it out. It's a fantastic piece of kit, and it's not that big. And what it is, it's a bit of a weird way of charging it up to use it for his van, but that's how we're doing it. So we're charging off our main... Roma battery, but it trickle charges it, and then it's got to go through the inverter on that. So it's a bit of a false way of doing it. So and it's just run those batteries down a little bit on it. So
well, today we've woke up to we need some petrol, we need some diesel, we need some sun,
we need everything.
We need everything today. We need gas. Leading on to the next question, LPG, because I mentioned it in the last vlog. How easy is it to get in Ireland? Not easy.
If you're relying on gas, there's not most petrol stations, but a lot of the central ones have gas, and quite a few of the others have replaced swappable bottles. But if you've got refillable LPG, yeah, you might have to travel 30, 40 kilometres to go and get it. So
we've got an app called My LPG, and when you put it on, when you're in Europe, it lights up with places where you can go and get your LPG. There's very, very
there's
few.
very few down here.
Wild Atlantic way.
There's a few, ain't there? We filled up twice, haven't we, actually? But then I found it was leaking on the gas bottle inside the locker, so I've tightened it up. It only very
we've
slight.
Lost a bit of gas.
So because I thought it's using quite a bit. We have been using more of the through the power bank, the hot plate and everything, haven't we? The induction
we've been cooking on electric.
An air fryer. But we're using a bit, so we sorted that. But we do need gas now. Where we are today, there's 1.1 kilometres the nearest one, so we're lucky, but we're not lucky because it's out of order at a minute. So the next one's 8 kilometres, so we might have a buzz up there later on.
Fingers crossed we can get some, because after that, there's just nothing down on this coast at all.
No, it should last now, sort of that gas, because it was just leaking out a little bit. Vibrations and stuff, you're going to have issues, aren't you?
So it's like everything else. If you pass somewhere, a station it's got it, even if you don't think you need it, just if it takes €2 or €3, just top it up. Top it up as best you can. You've touched on the LPG, you've touched on the parking situation, but when we say parking, we're not on about just overnight parking. We're on about parking in general as well. If you want to hit somewhere in the city for a day, in a motorhome,
a lot of them don't.
Forget it.
A lot of them, like Galway.
Galway's a just big no-no.
It's a big. That's coming up on a video in the very near future.
The problems we have as well, yeah.
But it's generally a lot of the cities don't really want you parking with motorhomes at the minute. Whether it will change, we don't know. There's people for and against. You know, we know that there's issues maybe with certain people.
We can say it's a travelling community. The travellers over in Ireland, the Irish have told us that apparently they've had such a bad time with it that the councils have just said enough's enough and put height barriers everywhere.
It's beat us up a bit. We've got to be honest with you. We come to Ireland and for me it's beat me up a little bit, because it's like there's a little seaside resort just down the road, isn't there? About 5 kilometres on the coast from where we are now. It's called Tranmore, is it? Tranmore. There's nowhere to park there from what we gathered, and the site's €38 a night, is it? Something like that. So and you're basically parking in a field, aren't you? Yeah. It's just a field, that's all. So
you might find as well that when you're getting these sites for that price, that's not including everything else as well. Everything else is extra. So just all I can say is if you come to Ireland, plan your trip and plan it well. Yeah. We're notorious for not planning, so that might be our downfall. We're coming to Ireland. But you do need to plan here. There's not airs at every single corner.
No, it's not like France and Spain. I mean, it's a breeze. In France, it's a breeze. A lot of these, if you have to pay, it's a few euros a night. So
I think we've had 2 or 3 that have classed themselves as airs, haven't they? So, but
we have had some cracking places. One of the ones where we stopped the other day, that were cracking. We'll stay there 5 nights, don't we, altogether? So these are all coming up. So there are places. And you can find places you can muddle through. You know, there's places, it's evolving all the time, and it's just things change, don't they? So you have to keep current and join the groups like on Facebook. That's how we'd advise it.
Here's another question. It's a question for you.
Me?
Yeah. How are you finding you getting Chinese over in Ireland?
Well, it's all right, but it's expensive, isn't it?
It is expensive.
Yeah.
We found that a lot of places do a special thing as well called a spice box. That's what I think.
Or a bag.
Oh, spice bags.
Spice bags.
Sorry,
well,
I think over in England they call them munch boxes. You know, where you get everything salt and pepper wise.
Like a seasoning, like a curry sauce powder and 5 spice mixed up or something.
Yeah, it's nice. I think we'll get a few tubs of those and fetch them.
We've had a few. There's still some coming up, isn't it, where we've been places and we've had a few Chinese, and we try to do a bit of review on them. So yeah.
But your prices, your food prices.
It is compared.
It is expensive.
What we've got to be careful of is at the minute is in England, it's probably cheap in comparison. If you lived here and you went to England or Scotland, you'd be saying, God, I can't believe how cheap things are here, But it is, for us, and what we're used to, it is quite expensive.
We were getting messages when we were in Northern Ireland, because we were saying about the prices over there, because it were in euros, it was a bit more. They were all saying, wait till you get to Southern Ireland, and it is a lot more expensive down here. We've been doing little bits of shopping, haven't we? And it's been like 38, 40 euros.
Yeah. Well,
just for like an evening meal, bits and pieces.
Yeah, touching on Chinese, a meal for 2, just like, for example, you've got a dish, I've got a dish, chicken fried rice and extra, and perhaps some chips and prawn crackers. It's nearly 40 euros, isn't it?
About 38, 40 euros.
So that's like, well, what's that in English? Or what's that in...
So you have been quite deprived here, haven't you?
Yeah, I've not had a lot.
Might be another reason why he's anchoring to get back. I don't know.
Well, it's not a case of anchoring to get back, is it? But for me, like I said, it's beat us up a little bit. And like I say, it's took its toll on the van. We've got the roof issues. Although I must say, the roads are 100 times better than they are back in the UK, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
The national roads, there's hardly any potholes. For people who say, oh, it's the weather in the UK, in England and Scotland, that's what... Yeah, come on.
And
there, you know, it's
yeah,
not,
there is a few toll roads. We were surprised at that, weren't we? Didn't know there's a few toll roads down in Southern Ireland. So, again, plan your.
Yeah.
They're not expensive though. They're €2.80, €3.
Yeah, but not a lot of money.
No, they're not a lot of money.
Yeah.
So don't worry about it too much. We've had a few of you commenting as well, asking about the sat nav that Mark was sent, the Garmin sat nav, and the review. What's happening with it? So there you go.
We haven't done a review because we bought it to Ireland, didn't we? And we just couldn't get on with it. For us, there's certain things and factors of it. It just didn't work for us. Even causes arguing amongst ourselves, didn't it?
Yeah.
I've reached out to Garmin and told them what I thought of it. They've offered to send it back, so there's no review.
They've not contacted us back, which is a bit of a shame, really, because we wanted to ask them if there's anything we can do regarding the settings. We have tried everything.
I'm a bit worried there might have been something wrong with it. He wanted that software reinstalling, but I'm not getting into all that. One of the issues was like when you're coming up to a roundabout and it's 2 miles away, the roundabout, and it's warning you 2 miles in advance that the roundabout turn right or left.
And I'm like, where's the roundabout?
I know, you think, have I missed something?
Yeah.
Have I gone wrong or something? So anyway,
one of the biggest ones was the lay bars. Coming up with, you know, the toilet signs, the man and the ladies, every 5 seconds, weren't it? Bing, bing, bing.
Every lay-by looks like a toilet, but it's not. Anyway,
I think we got rid of that anyway, didn't we? But
yeah, it was doing things like bird's eye view. You couldn't work it out. It was
you
just
want
so
to be honest, and he said, "I want to be honest," so he is going to be, and he said, "I can't do a review on it, I'm afraid."
So we offered to send it back. They'll have to cover postage, but
yeah,
there's no point in showing you something and promoting it if it's no good. Then we're now back on our good old faithful old iPad and Copilot, which, to be fair, is better.
It's been a lot better in Ireland.
I'm not saying that you guys already got the Garmin system, but it might well be there's something wrong with this one. But yeah,
without Garmin getting back to us, we can't proceed any further with it, I'm afraid. So unfortunately, there'll be no review on the Garmin sat nav.
No.
So I hope we've answered a few of your questions.
Oh, we haven't put you off coming to Ireland.
No, please come. It's absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing I can say to you is plan your route, know where you're going, decide what you want to do. Do you want to do the Wild Atlantic Way or do you want to do the inner cities? Because they're miles apart. You're going to have to keep coming inland to keep going to the cities. Or we've had time. If you've only got 2 weeks, plan your route.
Yeah, you need to have it planned, really.
Yeah.
We come here with his heads up his bum, really, and it's like my head's still up my bum. It's further.
Yours is always up your bum. But no, please come. It's absolutely gorgeous.
It's definitely somewhere you must come.
Yeah.
We haven't finished yet because we're down right at the bottom of Ireland at a minute.
Yeah, we've got all the never eat shredded wheat. We've got all the East Coast to do yet.
Yeah,
so we're going back up towards Belfast.
We want to do at least one or more videos in Belfast, don't we, back in Northern Ireland? So it'll be a bit of a muddle juddle, won't it, really, I suppose? But
yeah, that's probably going to be our last city because it's the last port of call, isn't it, before we get on the ferry?
And Dublin, but we don't know about Dublin yet, do we?
No, we'll see. Like I say, if you send comments in and we don't make it to those places, we do see comments and I do try to reply to all of them. But we do get hundreds of comments per video. And I've had a few of you saying you've not replied to my comment. Now, if you comment a few days after we've put one out, I've put a new one out, I don't always go back to the vlogs. So
it's a
I'm
lot
not
of work,
being rude.
isn't it, doing the replying to them.
It is hard work.
And then, but don't, we're not being rude or anything. We just, it's a
email me and just say you've not answered me, Lisa, and I will message you.
Yeah.
But for now, we're going to leave it there because I think we've waffled enough.
And before we say goodbye, there's one more thing that we're going to get some cups on sale again soon, aren't we? So.
Oh, yes. The cups are ready to be picked up when we get back to UK. So we'll be putting... I've had a few of you saying, can I have one? And I've had to explain I can't send them from Ireland because the postage will be astronomical. It'll be more than what the cup's worth.
Yeah.
So when we get back to when we get back to England... give us a shout, and I'll start sending them back out to you.
We'll
Not a
send some
problem.
quotes. We have some left over, don't we? So they can go straight away, ready to go. So get your pennies out.
Yeah. So I think we've covered a majority of your questions there. There's been a lot. I've just amalgamated them all together, and we've just been talking about things.
Yeah.
So we're going to leave it there, I think. If you've liked this video, please like, comment, and subscribe.
Make sure you are subscribed.
Again, we're going to be putting QR codes on our videos soon. So if you're on a TV and you don't know how to subscribe, scan the QR code with the camera on your phone, and it'll help you a bit better. You can subscribe to us then.
Yeah, exactly.
And you won't miss any of our lovely vlogs that are about to hit your TV of Ireland. So for now, we will catch you on the next one.